Hello, YouTubers. I thought I'd bring you a special edition this evening of some interest to you of Donald Trump's contract with the American voter, and I put the URL in the description of the video should you want to take a look at it for yourself, but I'll read you what it says here. This is his first 100 days in office plan of action. It says, what follows is my 100-day action plan to make America great again. It is a contract between myself and the American voter, and it begins with restoring honesty and accountability and bringing change to Washington. Term in office, my administration will immediately pursue the following: 6 measures to clean up the corruption and special interest collusion in Washington, D.C. First, propose a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all members of Congress. Second, a hiring freeze on all federal employees to reduce the federal workforce through attrition, exempting military, public safety, and public health. Third, a requirement for every new federal regulation to existing regulations must be eliminated. Fourth, a 5-year ban on White House and congressional officials becoming lobbyists after they leave government service. Fifth, a lifetime ban on White House officials lobbying on behalf of a foreign government. Lifetime ban, a complete foreign lobbyist raising money for American election. 7 actions to protect American workers. First, intention to renegotiate NAFTA deal under Article 2205. Second, I will announce our withdrawal from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Direct the Secretary of Treasury to label China a currency manipulator. Fourth, I will direct the Secretary of Commerce and U.S. Trade Representative to identify all foreign trading that unfairly impact American workers and direct them to use every tool under American and international law and to those abuses immediately. Fifth, I will lift the restrictions of the production of it looks like $50 trillion worth of job-producing American energy reserves, including shale oil, natural gas, and clean coal. Bigger, they got the print pretty small for my old eyes. Yes, it was $50 trillion. All right. Sixth, Obama-Clinton roadblocks and allow vital energy infrastructure projects like the Keystone Pipeline to move forward. Seventh, cancel billions in payments to UN climate change programs and use the monies to fix American water and environmental. 5 actions to restore security and constitutional rule of law. First, cancel every unconstitutional executive action, memorandum, and order issued by President Obama. Second, begin the process of selecting a replacement for Justice Scalia from one of the 20 judges on my list who will uphold and defend the U.S. Constitution. All federal funding to sanctuary cities. Begin removing the more than 2 million criminal illegal immigrants from the country and cancel visas to foreign countries that won't take them back. And immigration from terror-prone regions where vetting cannot safely occur. Coming into our country will be considered extreme vetting. Congress to introduce the following broader legislative measures and fight for their passage within the first 100 days of my administration. Tax Relief and Simplification Act, an economic plan designed to grow the economy 4% per year and create at least 25 million new jobs through massive tax reduction and simplification, in combination with trade reform, regulatory relief, and lifting the restrictions on American energy. Tax reductions are for the middle class. A middle-class family with 2 children will get a 35% tax cut. The current number of brackets will be reduced from 7 to 3, and tax forms will likewise be greatly simplified. The business rate will be lowered from 35% to 15%, and the trillions of dollars of American corporate money overseas can now be brought back at 10% rate. And the Offshoring Act establishes tariffs and discourages companies from laying off their workers in order to relocate in other countries and ship their products back to the U.S. tax-free. American Energy and Infrastructure Act leverages public-private partnerships and private investments through tax incentives to spur $1 trillion in infrastructure investment over 10 years. It is revenue neutral. An Education Opportunity Act redirects education dollars to give parents the right to send their kids to public, private, charter, magnet, religious, or home school of their choice, ends Common Core, and brings education supervision to local communities. And technical education, and makes 2- and 4-year college more affordable. This Obamacare Act fully repeals Obamacare and replaces it with health savings accounts, the ability to purchase health insurance across state lines, and lets states manage Medicaid funds. Will also include cutting the red tape at the FDA. 1,000 drugs awaiting approval, and we especially want to speed the approval of life-saving medications. Child Care and Elder Care Act to deduct child care and elder care from their taxes, incentivizes employers to provide on-site child care services, and creates tax-free dependent care savings accounts for both young and elderly dependents with matching contributions for low-income families. Legal Immigration Act fully funds construction of a wall on our southern border with the full understanding that the country of such a wall, with the country of Mexico, the whole thing over again, fully funds the construction of a wall on our southern border with the full understanding that the country of Mexico will reimbursing the United States for the full cost of such a wall, establishes a 2-year mandatory minimum federal prison sentence for illegally re-entering the U.S. after a previous deportation, and a 5-year mandatory minimum federal prison sentence for re-entering for those with felony convictions, multiple misdemeanor convictions, or 2 or more prior deportations. Also reforms visa rules to enhance penalties for overstaying and to ensure open jobs are offered to American workers first. Restoring Community Safety Act reduces surging crime, drugs, and violence by creating a task force and increasing funding for programs that train and assist local police, increases resources for federal law enforcement agencies and federal prosecutors to dismantle criminal gangs and put violent offenders behind bars. National Security Act rebuilds our military by eliminating the defense sequester and expanding military investment, provides veterans with ability to receive public VA treatment or attend the private doctor of their choice. Infrastructure from cyber attack establishes new screening procedures for immigration to ensure those who are admitted to our country support our people and our values. Clean Up Corruption in Washington Act enacts new ethics reforms to drain the swamp and reduce the corrupting influence of special interests on our politics. Americans will be voting for this 100-day plan to restore prosperity to our economy, security to our communities, and honesty to our government. This is my pledge to you, and if we follow these steps, we will once more have a government of, by, and for the people. And you can learn more at donaldjtrump.com/contract. You have that article. I thought you would be very interested in that. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, pass it around. can use all the subs that we can get. We like to get the news out.